These things are unbelievable. They're just looking for something to get into. That is funny. Well, we're fixing to... Oh, there she goes. We're going to do an update on the Spanish goats and kidding. We've got several videos that we've been compiling since they started kidding, so I'll probably show some bits and pieces of that while we're looking at the kids right here. They started about the first June 6th or 7th, and today is July. No, it's not. I'm sorry. It's June 30th or so. So they're the bulk of them have probably kidded that are going to maybe. There again, and I know people are probably sick of us hearing this, but sick of hearing us say this stuff, but we're not experts in this deal, and so we're just kind of along for the ride here. But it really hasn't been a huge deal. The biggest issue with the kids when the goats are kidding is they start splitting, and I may have already talked about that, but they start, just like a cow. They'll kind of wander off over here by themselves and have their baby. Well, then the herd moves on, and all of a sudden, you've got a goat, and then 2 goats, and then 4 goats, and then 5 goats, all with babies and mostly twins, out in the woods by themselves with no dog. And so we started off, we would go and get Blue, because I can move him. There's Blue right there. We would go and get Blue and take him to the small group that was by themselves. And because he was kind of trained on a self-feeder, he would wind up probably going back to the feeder. This is a guess. He would wind up going back to the feeder and then end up going back to the big herd. And so we'd be stuck with goats out again. And all this was going on so often that before you looked up, there was 20 goats off by themselves. And then there was 5 over here and 10 over here. And it just got to be where, okay, I guess this is how they do it. This is nature's way, whatever. We're just going to let them do their thing and just kind of see how we turn out. So who knows, when we get done with this thing, we may have 146 mamas and we may only have 20 kids. Who knows? I mean, right now we don't. Right now there's a bunch, but we just don't know. We're not going to count it as success or a failure. Either way, we're going to count it as a learning experience. And we're going to count it as utilizing a resource that we haven't been using, so it hasn't cost us a whole lot other than the investment in the mamas. And we've learned a lot, so hopefully we'll end up with more than that, but you don't know, and we won't know till the end. So this is one of the nurseries. I've probably shown some video of a couple of different 2 or 3 nurseries, and this is one of them. And they just kind of start gathering up after they've had their kids, and their kids start getting a little bit older. They just started gathering back up into a group. Now, granted, they're in 2 groups now, and the 3 dogs are here, red and blue and white, or red, white, and blue. And Libby is down with the other group, which I'll video here in a minute, and I've got earlier video of them. So, it's a learning experience, but it's crazy. It is crazy. It's unbelievable. Like I said before, hopefully when we're done with this thing, we're going to have some goats that'll just do it. That'll just be a goat, do what they're supposed to do, and go from there. So we're still real excited about the goats, and it's a fun deal. I don't like the fact that they seem comfortable on gravel, but it is dry, and it has been very wet. If you've watched any of the videos or if you've been anywhere in the country, this has been a wet year. So we're going to go on down and look at the other nursery, and then when we get done with the other nursery, we got some video and a little bit of an update on kind of something that happened with the kids. And you know, early on, and I still believe this. Blue, man, do your job. Stop getting over here. I just don't want to get into bottling a bunch of goats, you know. We'll go down and look at the other nursery real quick. All right, we're down here at the other nursery. Here's Miss Libby. Hello, Libby. Oh, yeah, if you can't tell, Libby is going to have puppies out of an Akbosh, and she's a Kangal. Yeah, she's a huge dog. Huge dog. That's a good girl. Yeah. She stays down here by that feeder. And it just so happens it's right here where the goats are. So this is nursery number 2. And this is where they originally kind of started kidding. I tell you what, the goats are just, they really are crazy how they sleep, man. They just flat go to sleep. They will fall over sideways and go to sleep, and you can't see them breathing. You can't see them doing any of that stuff. And it just, you're just like, oh no, there's a dead one, there's a dead one, there's a dead one. I mean, and we haven't lost any big goats. I'm sure we've lost some kids. I know we've lost some babies that I've hauled off early on. But it's just amazing how hard they sleep. I mean, it sounds halfway like they're snoring. But this is nursery number 2. I'm just kind of looking through them here. I know there's one baby in here she's got a big old spot on her side. And so, you know, you always kind of look for that one, because it doesn't look like the rest, and I don't happen to see her right now, so I'll know if she's not here that there's potentially goats out away from here somewhere. There she is right there. Yeah, that's her. Or him. I didn't even look, but that's the goat I was looking for right there. Just kind of a unique little goat. This mama's looking for her baby. She thinks that we're after him. That's a baby right there. I mean, they're growing like weeds. I'm always afraid I'm going to come up here to this water trough and find a baby in this trough. I haven't yet. I don't know that I can even jump up here yet, but if you can see, I stacked a bunch of cinder blocks, you know, little steps to where they can come up and jump out if they do get in here, if they make it over to that. No idea if that'll work or if it's worked or any of that. So, where's your baby? Is that your baby? Is that yours? She's trying to find her baby. Here's the goat right here that was starving her babies for whatever reason. Maybe her bag just immediately swelled up like that. But this is her. This is the ones that Lisa's got them back at the house. See, this is a good mama right here. Going to town on her. There's another good mama. It's just amazing. But, you know, goats, especially Spanish goats, for the most part, if you get them in the right spot, they still haven't been messed up as far as them doing what they're supposed to do. Isn't that right, Libby? Huh? Isn't that right? A lot of your other goats have, you know, they're going to take inputs. You're going to have to do inputs. But these, we're not going to do inputs with these. They're going to have to just do it. There's a funny colored one. I haven't seen that one yet. A little spot on its head there. Let's see if I can zoom in on that baby. That's probably a pretty new baby because he's real clean still. Ah, they're funny. Okay, we're going to get back to work on our other stuff. We've got these all checked, got everybody fed. Libby's good to go, and we'll go on back. That is the update for the Spanish Goat Kids year number 1 after about 24 days of the kidding season for us.